Being a longtime Arizona bow hunter, I really wasn't sure how it would feel to become a long-range rifle hunter until I was introduced to the best of the West. The time I spent with the guys in Cody changed my whole universe about long-range rifle shooting and the long-range movement in general. I finally understood for the first time what it must feel like to be in AAA and get called up to the major leagues. I'd been invited to be part of the team that was at the tip of the spear in this industry. I never imagined I'd be a long-range professional shooter for the best of the West. But I can tell you there's no place I'd rather be, and there's no next step for me. This is home for as long as I can see. I knew I wanted to go into business for myself. I wasn't exactly sure what it would look like, but less than 4 months after I got out of the military, I was with Pat Romero, Mark Swift, and a few other of my friends way up in the mountains. And surrounding us on this beautiful evening were several of the mule deer we harvested during that day, and even a couple of bull elk. And I was telling the guys, if I was willing to do the paperwork and the marketing and all the efforts behind building a company, would you guys help me? Diamond Outfitters of Arizona truly was born that day on the hills of Colorado. Little did I know it would turn into a business of 3 to 5 clients a year to today. Nearly 100 individuals come to our camps, share their vacations, share their time away from their family, and give us the opportunity to make their dreams come true. Less than 15 years ago, Diamond Outfitters of Arizona was barely even a pipe dream on the hills of Colorado. Today, we're one of the largest guide and outfitting businesses in the Southwest. One of the greatest rewards about being a guide and outfitter is that I've surrounded myself with an extraordinarily talented team of guides. People I want to be like, people I want to hunt with. There's nothing more satisfying than being able to take a client, no matter their age or experience level, and to be able to help them connect on the trophy they've been dreaming about since they were a kid.
I think people probably don't know there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot of on the phone time, a lot of mailing, a lot of planning. There's a lot of shifting things around in the garage, getting things out to camp, back from camp. People expect they're paying for the guide's time while they're hunting, setting up camp, maybe the food. But really there's a lot of time spent out in the field doing cameras, doing a lot of scouting, and even talking guide to guide, all the guides in the business sharing what they've seen, what they've been doing, where the best place to go is, even within the same week, so that you have the best outcome. The guide that you're spending your time with, they're up before you, they go to bed after you, sometimes hours, because they're figuring out where they need to go, getting the meals done, depending on whether there's a camp cook, coordinating with other guides or other hunters in camp. There's quite a bit that goes into it.
I was giving my keynote speech at the Wild Sheep Foundation called Hunting Equals Patriotism, and the place was packed. The only spot in the house was the one empty seat at the Best of the West table. I got to meet those guys, built a relationship with them, tell them I was already a fan of the show, which I was, and then they invited me to take things to the next level.
When Dan got accepted to be a host on Best of the West, I think he was really excited. It's a great way for him to mix his love of hunting and being on camera and working with people and public speaking, all the things that he loves all in one. It allows him to also travel places we wouldn't have been able to do on our own, and some hunting opportunities we might not have seen, in our lifetime.
One of the things I knew I had to do right away was totally engulf myself in the product, because I can't teach a product I really didn't understand. And it blew my mind how little I really knew about the shooting system until I went on the full demo in Cody and then co-taught the class in Oregon. It was there that I saw that every scope in my gun safe was obsolete, that every rifle in my gun safe would not be needed anymore, because someone had built a rifle system complete with an optic that gave you the opportunity to take the science and math out of the equation, to get the laminated card off of your rifle stock, to put your phone away to get ballistic data, and just set a data and forget it and shoot, and know that without even coming out of my rifle scope, if I needed a second shot, all the calculations were available to me. I then understood what it meant to have a Huskama advantage. I'm really excited that my wife and children also enjoy the outdoors, and while they may not be as crazy about elk during the rut as I am, I do get to enjoy the outdoors with them quite a bit.
I'm not really a hunter, but being an outfitter's wife, I've come to realize that these wild animals and the land that we have has to be conserved, it has to be managed. And if we don't manage it, it's not going to be here for future generations, my son, my daughter. And that's one of the best things I love about hunting, is seeing how it gets kids in the outdoors, how you get the family heritage into it, you get the traditions, you get kids out away from their electronics. A lot of great things come from being in the outdoors, and I think hunters really appreciate that.
I've shot my first African animal, an impala, with a 7mm Best of the West rifle and a 5x20 Huskama scope. We were in this stand called Vianney on this water hole, and like 5 impala rams came in. And I'm just like, can I shoot one? Can I shoot one? Dad's like, no, it's not big enough. They snort pretty much like a pig. You think they're warthogs or some type of other pig. So then this giant one came in. We got really excited, we got set up. I shot, and then it ran. I knew I hit it. That was really exciting.